What if a single stranger arrived in your town and quietly changed every life in it without asking for anything in return? No speeches, no power, no fame, just a few drawings, and a mission nobody understands at first. This is the story of Theo of Golden, a man who arrives in a small town and slowly transforms it through something as simple as giving people back a picture of themselves. But the real question is, who is Theo? And why is he really doing this? The story takes place in a quiet southern town called Golden. At first glance, nothing seems unusual here. It's a small, close-knit community where people know each other, but not always deeply. Like many towns, Golden looks peaceful on the outside, but underneath that calm surface, people are carrying hidden pain, regrets they never shared, relationships they never fixed, losses they never recovered from. Everyone in Golden is living their own private story, quietly. And then one day everything begins to change. A man named Theo arrives in town. He is older, quiet, and mysterious. He doesn't try to impress anyone. He doesn't talk much about himself, but he notices something others don't. Inside a local coffee shop, there's a collection of pencil portraits, drawings of the people in town. Most people walk past them without thinking twice. But Theo studies them deeply, and then he does something unusual. He starts buying them one by one. No explanation, no pattern, no warning, just quiet purchases that make people curious and a little uneasy. After buying each portrait, Theo does something even more unexpected. He finds the person in the drawing and he gives it back to them. At first, people are confused. Why would a stranger buy their old portrait? Why return it now? What does it mean? But slowly something begins to happen. When people see their own portrait again, it forces them to stop and reflect. Some are surprised, some are emotional, some feel uncomfortable because the drawings don't just show their faces, they remind them of who they used to be and who they have become. As Theo continues his quiet mission, we begin to see the real heart of the story, the people of Golden. Each person he meets carries something inside them, a broken relationship they never healed, a dream they abandoned, a loss they never truly accepted, a mistake they never forgave themselves for. The portraits act like mirrors, not just of appearance, but of identity. And through these encounters, people start talking, not just about the drawings, but about their lives. Things that were buried for years begin to surface. Theo doesn't fix their problems, he doesn't give advice, he simply listens. And somehow that changes everything. What makes Theo different is not what he says, but what he notices. He remembers small details, he pays attention to people others overlook, he treats everyone like their life matters deeply, no judgment, no superiority, just presence. And in a world where most people feel unseen, that alone is powerful. Through Theo, people begin to realize something important. They are not invisible. Their stories matter. Their lives have weight. And that realization slowly begins to shift the entire town. As the story unfolds, one theme becomes clear. Most people in Golden are not who they think they are. They are not just their mistakes. They are not just their regrets. They are not just their losses. But over time, people forget that. They start living inside labels. I failed. I lost. I ruined things. The portraits challenge that belief. They show people a version of themselves they had forgotten, and in doing so, they open a door to healing. Not instant healing, not perfect healing, but honest healing. As Theo's journey continues, forgiveness becomes a central force in the town. Some people need to forgive others, some need to forgive themselves, and some are not ready yet because forgiveness is not simple. It takes time, it takes truth, It takes courage to face what hurt you, but slowly change begins. Old tensions soften, broken connections begin to mend. People start to talk again, not because everything is fixed, but because they are finally willing to try. As Theo changes the town, one question remains. Who is he really? Why is he doing this? The answer is not immediate, but as more is revealed, we understand that Theo is not a random stranger. He has his own past, his own grief, his own regrets, and his journey is deeply connected to the mission he's carrying out in Golden. What looks like kindness is also something personal, something earned through experience. As Theo's time in Golden reaches its end, the town is no longer the same. People are different now. Not perfect, not healed completely, but changed. They see each other differently, they see themselves differently, and they begin to understand something simple but powerful. Small acts can change everything. A conversation, a gesture, a moment of being seen. That's enough to shift a life. Theo doesn't leave behind fame or fortune. He leaves behind something quieter and more lasting, a reminder that people matter, that attention is love, that kindness is powerful, that even a single life lived with care can change many others. And maybe the real question the story asks is this: if you had the chance, how many lives could you change just by noticing them? If you enjoyed this story breakdown, like the video and subscribe for more book summaries like this, and tell me in the comments, what would you do if someone returned a portrait of your younger self?